What's going on, everybody? It's Over the Ropes. I'm Tyler.
I'm Portland.
What a fucking show tonight. Damn. A lot to talk about on NXT this week.
And NXT was off the chain. 100%.
I want to know what Sean had before he wrote the show. I want to know the good shit he got, and I want some.
This is a banger.
Because literally from the start of this show to the end, almost, with a couple dips, it's just non-stop. Like, actually, is there dips? Maybe one.
There's two quick matches in the middle that are kind of meh.
Yeah.
And one promo I'm kind of meh.
Okay, so
but almost everything's great.
Oh my god, what a damn show. So,
best NXT ever? Maybe.
Pull the curtain back a little bit. We're filming this Wednesday after we filmed our Raw review. I texted Court, and he said, I'm just starting NXT now. And I literally had to go until he finished.
Yep.
Because there was no way I wasn't going to spoil some shit. So, let's just get...
And I'm glad you didn't, because this was a fantastic episode.
Dude, what a show. Let's just get right into it. We start off with the North American Championship. Ricky Saints defending his title against All Ego Page. And from my shock, Ethan Page wins the championship. Holy shit. He almost kills Ricky. Let's start there. He has the chair open and slams his throat into it.
Upside down
onto the floor.
For those of you who don't know, the more comfortable side is when it's right side up. Mm-hmm. When it's upside down, it's just not quite as effective.
Right. And, literally from the start of this match, they just go straight into each other. Before the bells rang, before Ethan's even finished his intro, they're just brawling all over the place. So Ava has to come out and be like, there's gonna be a damn winner. Ring the bell. We're having this match. And it was just full throttle from there. Ethan Page ends up, hits the twisted grin across the crossbar of the chair, as I talked about. Saints is just fucked up after that. Page hits the ego's edge, focuses all of his offense on the throat throughout the match, and then hits a final twisted grin to be your new North American champion.
You know what move I really liked?
What's that?
When he grabbed the rope and recoiled it into his throat.
That was awesome. That was so...
That was mean. That wasn't very nice.
That was mean.
Ruthless. Ruthless.
Oh,
this man is a psychopath.
Dude, what a match. Honestly, that might be Ethan Page's best match he's had.
Yeah, man. He looked like a man who wanted to win.
Yeah.
You know what's pretty cool about this?
What's that?
Do you remember us talking about this match last week?
Yeah, we said there's no shot Ethan Page is winning. Well,
no,
I said that.
Yeah. I was like, the longer this goes, the more I want Ethan to win this title.
You did.
And holy shit, it happened. I feel like he's just killing it in this feud right now.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Did they do this so Babyface wins at World's End? Or do they do this because Ricky Saints is moving up to the main roster already?
I think there's a better chance of the prior.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd rather see people beat him for the title at Worlds Collide than they would have rather seen Ricky. I'm fine if Ricky stays down for a little bit more. I don't know if I'm ready for him to be on the main roster because I feel like he's going to get swallowed up on the main roster. What's he going to do, lose to Rusev? I kind of want to keep Ricky in NXT. I really do.
Me too. At least for a while.
I think I think Ethan will survive on the main roster far better than Ricky Saints will.
Yep.
I really don't want Ricky on the main roster at all, to be honest. But this was awesome. And the segment where they talk about it as opponents later on is also excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Great way to start the match. I mean, these guys were brawling every chance they had. Security constantly trying to pull them apart. Good for All Ego, man. Good for him.
Dude, what a match.
He's doing so much better in NXT than he did in AEW, and that's so great to see.
Frankly, what he was doing in TNA, even. So, hey, only title he hasn't won in NXT now is the tag titles. Look at that. World champion, North American champion, Ethan Page. I guess.
What a North American.
He is. He is. That is true.
Yes.
I think in my universe mode, I am going to have Mello turn face. Him and Trick start teaming up on the main roster to wrestle Miz and Ethan Page as a new team on the main roster.
Sounds obnoxious.
In the best way. In the
best
way. Imagine
Miz and Ego.
Assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, this match was so good. Like I said, Ethan Page's best match since he's been in WWE. Ricky really showed out, even in a losing, got his ass whipped kind of way. He just has so much swagger. Like,
oh yeah.
Swagger doesn't justify any other person besides Ricky Saints. Like, what a way to start the damn show. And then
hell
keeps
yeah,
going from here.
Yep. So from here we head back for an interview with Sarah Schreiber. She interviews Fatal Influence. She says that their argument at Battleground led to a title match tonight. Fallon talks about how she's like, well, it should be me. And Tracy's like, oh, the last time you fought Stephanie McCare, you lost.
Mm-hmm.
And she says she's going to bring gold back to the group. Tracy's like, hey, you can be ringside. You cannot be ringside. Either way, I'm going to win. I'll be fine. We get a video package on Mike Santana, who makes his debut in WWE.
Love Santana.
Long time coming. Yes, big time. He was one of my favorite guys in AEW when I still watched. And then
the Jeff Hardy of the group with him and Ortiz, by the way. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The Shawn
Michaels. And then yeah. And we see Briggs and Inamura backstage. Yeah, boys. Inamura says he came back for Briggs, and I don't know. This is kind of vague. He's like, we've got more to accomplish. And Briggs is like, winning the tag team gold, and he's like, and more. And he's like, getting redemption on the calling and winning gold, and he's like, it's time to think bigger than winning gold. So I'm curious what he means, or tag team gold specifically. Tyler is asleep. Inamura is not his man.
Now there's Briggs. I mean, it's obvious. Inamura wants to go for that world title, baby.
Yeah, that's what I figured he meant.
And Briggs is going to cry and cry and cry because guess what? And I know I'm going to get beat to shit for saying this. And I know it's an asshole thing to say. But I literally can't help myself.
What's this?
Briggs will be on that chopping block for the next cut season. So, like, not wishing for somebody to get fired. I'm just saying it's a possibility. So,
it's a possibility. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna share some snack on some Cheetos. By the way, I can't help myself.
It's all right.
I'm a hungry boy. Then we get Mike Santana's debut match. He goes against the young upstart Tavion Heights. Good match between these two. But I think we all knew what the outcome was going to be. Your winner, Mike Santana, in a pretty solid bout. Tavion Heights is fun, man. He's a good young guy. And both of these guys would show up later. Yeah.
Tavion's so damn talented. I love Santana. Santana's great. He's always been great. But Tavion, just like Miles Bourne really, they get even the smallest crumb they get, they knock that shit right out the park with it.
They run with it.
And there are two people that I couldn't give two fucks about when they first joined Dempsey.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Regal has to be working with them. And whatever he's doing is working because, yeah, this match was fun. Santana's great. Here's the thing. I think the NXT crowd and fan base is more of that like diehard wrestling fan base. So like it's different when they come up to the main roster. I feel like that's when it's like, okay, these are like the people that are just WWE fans rather than, watching TNA, watching AEW, watching indies, things like that. So I feel like the NXT brand and their fans appreciate some of these guys more than like what happens when they go to the main roster. But Santana's great, and Tavion is going to be a star. We get a video package from Wesley's new faction. I thought it was good. I can't tell you what they said. I don't remember, but overall, it was a good little video package. They all delivered their lines solid. It was good. I love Wesley. He might be my favorite wrestler on NXT.
That's one guy you definitely like way more than I do.
Mm-hmm. I've always loved the Rascals, all three of them. So.
It's because you are a rascal.
But yeah. So Wesley's awesome and future world champion. So then we got Andre Chase backstage with Dick. These two fucking idiots. Oh my god. Dixon and
This
Connor.
was so funny.
Oh man.
This was hilarious.
So he's telling them, he's saying, dude, you guys need to stop being overzealous. You need to pick your spots. Stop just like running into shit. That's not like what's gonna get you through things. You gotta be smarter. You gotta think more. And I forget what word they kept using. Do you remember? Like, was it
overzealous?
Overzealous. Okay, so no, because he says something, and they're like, "Oh, that we can do that," but it's not overzealous. Because they tell Ava, they're like, "Oh yeah, like Andre Chase tells us we need to be more something," and he was like, "No, it's the exact opposite."
Yeah.
So Ava comes up, and they're like, "Yeah, like." I'm just going to use aggressive, but I don't think that
was... It was like eager, but it wasn't that.
So they're like, Andre tells us we need to be more aggressive, so like, we want a match. And he was like, well, I have a spot open for next week, so next week you guys will wrestle the Dark State. And they're like, well, there's 2 of us and 4 of them. She goes, well, no, there's 3 of you. And you guys can wrestle 3 of them. So she walks off, and they're like, hey, coach, like, cool, now we all get to team up as a team. And he's like, dude, we are not a team. He's so frustrated with these 2 idiots. It's hilarious. Andre Chase is the hidden treasure of NXT. Like, I need Andre Chase and Chad Gable. Like,
oh, God.
Just for the promos and the back and
forth.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He's like, you need to know when to seize the moment, but also when to fall back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he said, they're like, we can take more risks. We can seize the moment.
Okay.
I'm watching it back right now.
Yeah. So then we get Tony and Luca.
We need to take more risks.
Okay, that's what it is, yeah. So then we get Tony and Luca. Luca asks Tony what that was about. Tony says, I thought Stax clipped you in the desert. Then you show up at Battleground like you just got off vacation? And you just stare at me? Like, what the hell is that? Luca swears on his mom that mom's eyes that Stax just drove him out further into the desert and kicked Luca out. Tony asks Luca why he didn't reach out. Luca said, dude, you put Rizzo into hiding. They attacked you. Like, I didn't want to risk reaching out and, like, screwing something up. And Tony says, nah, this doesn't smell right. Like, I can't trust anybody right now. And he says that Luca cost him the match, which he did. Like, that was a weird ass thing to do for Luca to still be like,
It
nah.
was kind of weird.
It was so weird. I mean, Luca's gonna turn on him 100%.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. But it was a good little segment to, hold off to next week. NXT does a good job of, like, not highlighting the same people every week. Like, they continue their stories, but, like, this week, they just gave you this little thing with Tony and Luca to hold you over till next week. You know what I'm saying?
And same with Wesley and the boys.
Right.
Yeah.
They do a good job of
Just
keeping
little nuggets.
everybody on TV in these little nuggets, but also, like, passing off the big stories every other week, every 2 weeks, and you don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
After this, we get Trick Willie. Trick Williams heads to the ring. Basically, he lists off his accolades since joining NXT, and then he tells the fans to stop cheering him because the same people that are cheering him are the people that were singing along with Joe Hendry last week. He's like, people ask what the line is between NXT and TNA, and he's like, I am the line. Let's talk about it. He's like, NXT didn't appreciate me, so I'm working with TNA. And Trick says he's making changes, and he starts with changing the name to Trick NA.
Hell yeah.
Mike Santana heads back out to confront him. Trick's like, you just made your first mistake by interrupting your champion. Santana's like, brother, you're not my champion. He says that Trick made a terrible first impression as TNA champ, trying to tear TNA down. Santana says he's not going to sit back and watch Trick tear it all down when Trick's just a pretender. He's a pretend fighter. He's a pretend rapper. He's a pretend champion. He's like, you've never faced anyone like me. And then Santino, our boy Santino, to the Tron.
Yes, sir.
Santino and Santana, that's a mouthful. He announces next week on NXT, we get Trick Willie versus Santana for the TNA Championship. Santana extends a hand. Trick walks away, and then he turns around and goes for the sucker punch, but Santana's ready, and they brawl a little bit. I enjoyed this. I really like the fire from Santana. I was telling you that this is why I picked Trick Williams, because I think Santana is the next TNA champion. Do you think it'll be this quick, though, or do you think we get like a dusty finish? Do you think it's going to take a sec to get to Santana? Because I think it tells a better story if you dangle the carrot and it takes a minute.
I think it should, just from the aspect of Trick should be on NXT or TNA. Like, he should go over there, have a few weeks, a month, whatever. Like, he can do both shows, that's fine. But frankly, he should lose that title on a TNA show.
Yes.
Yeah.
190%.
I mean, what I would do, if it was me who had the pen, or the pencil, as Bully likes to say, and I was talking to both shows, I would have Trick go on extended run and like really put over like, fuck TNA, NXT's holding this title, you losers can't do it, like, and just pound the heel, douchey, bitchy, like, NXT's better, Trick Williams is better, so that when you really make somebody when they beat him on a TNA show, Bound for Glory or whatever, you have people from TNA coming over every week trying to, or not every week, but trying to take that belt off him. He's on TNA every week, putting people down, bashing the people he's already beat. And I would have like him have an extended run. So that way, if it was Santana, by the time Santana beats him, like, everybody's losing. Like, one of those moments where the whole locker room comes out because they're like, you finally...
Like when Sting beat Hogan.
Yeah, kind of. But it was just one guy who's just happy, beating people left and right. So that's what I would do. I doubt that's what they're going to do, but that's what I would do.
Take a lot of patience, but it would be pretty sweet. Yeah, we'll see how long his reign is. You could go. I feel like it's got to be one or the other. It's either got to be like literally next week, or it's going to be like Trick really drags this out and really makes you hate him, which should be cool for his character.
Yep.
When is TNA's big show? Isn't it in like the fall?
Bound for Glory is usually December-ish.
Could you imagine if they made it that far?
That's what I'm saying.
That'd be pretty sweet. So after this, Ava approaches Stephanie Vaquer backstage. She tells her she's going to need a tag team partner because she's in a tag match at Worlds Collide. Willow Vice standing right there. Apparently, she steps in and agrees to do it. This is kind of a weird quick little thing, quick little ditty.
Yeah, I hate it. Like, that's interesting. It's going to be a tag match. Like, obviously, Stephanie has history with these two girls.
Yep.
You know, I don't know if you remember this, but Conan was on. Actually, this might have been Bischoff's podcast, so you probably didn't see it. But Conan went on Bischoff's podcast, and he was talking about Stephanie when she first signed with WWE. And he was talking about her history in Mexico. And do you know anything about her ex?
No.
So she was married or engaged to like this big time wrestler over there. And like I guess he was like hyper abusive. She ended up like on TV with like handprints around her neck and shit. Like, so she like turned him in. Got
Really?
Yeah. Like got him thrown in jail. I guess there's pictures of like her with like fucking fingerprints and handprints around her neck and shit. And like from what Conan was saying, like he was like this dude's like Conan was very much on her side. But like he was like, you know, it's Mexico and the way that they run things, like it sounded like the locker room in AAA was very split when it came to Stephanie, because like this guy had a lot of friends and a lot of buddies. So like it'll be interesting to see what people she works with and what people they just don't go near each other, because it sounds like Stephanie was very like up and down in the locker room, depending on if people like sided with her or sided with her ex, and like it was like a real like thing. So I think that'd be interesting to see like if any of that plays over, like with some of these matches.
God.
Yeah. So and Conan like went into detail about a lot of that and shit. So it'll be interesting. I have don't know anything about either one of these women. I couldn't even tell you their names. I've said them, but so one looks kind of old, but yeah. So no, it'll be interesting. Might be a good match. We don't know. I guess we'll see. But I'm excited.
That's what's fun about this. We don't know the other half of everyone,
right.
you know?
Yeah, that's the best thing about this Worlds Collide is like we really don't know shit about a lot of these people. So then we get Jada Parker versus Tatum Paxley. Paxley came out with both, Shotzi and Gigi's dolls.
I was trying to find it and I just did. Jesus Christ.
Yep. So Tatum comes out with both Shotzi and Gigi's dolls, and she's just not there. She's just anywhere else, and Jada just beats the shit out this girl. This was such a one-sided, like, Jada's awesome. And so Jada wins the match. After the match, Thea Hale jumps her and attacks Jada, and Jada's outside the ring yelling at her like her ass is next or whatever. But I like Sean and NXT do a good job of having stories for the women that have nothing to do with the titles.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's exactly what this is. And so
quick little match, but it did its job.
Yeah, and did exactly.
Just segued right to the next match.
Yep. So
kind of another quick match. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I wanted to read this before it goes away. So we got a little update from Brian Alvarez. But again, take it for what it's worth. Not saying this is right, not saying it's wrong. Just saying this is what Alvarez says. The latest on potential WWE main roster call-ups for Stephanie Vicor, Jordan Grace, and Ricky Saints. Here's what I can tell you. Ricky, Stephanie, and Jordan, I was told all of them. I don't know how much, but I was told all three of them have a significantly larger than normal NXT contract. The NXT contracts are usually not very lucrative, but I was told all three of them have bigger than normal NXT contracts. The people that have these deals don't end up in developmental all that long. So that combined with the fact that a month ago I was told there's a decent chance there's going to be a draft in the next coming weeks when we're running these shows in Florida. It's close enough to Orlando. The feeling was they're probably going to be drafted when the draft happens. It hasn't happened yet, but I can see where they're going with them. So take it for what it's worth.
We'll see.
Yep.
I do love me a draft. I love a good shakeup.
Love me a draft.
Another quick match after this one. We got Dante Chen versus the debuting Jasper Troy, who just won LFG. It's a fine match. Did its job. Jasper Troy got the win. What was that? Yeah, it was probably the low point of the show, to be honest. But that's, I think, more about this just being a really, really strong NXT. Troy won with a, it kind of reminded me of like the Big Boss Man Slam. I think they called it the Black Hole Slam. Olufemi addresses him after the match from the little NXT perch. He said Jasper has his attention now, and his 5 seconds of fame are up, sucker.
Sucker. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say about this match. It was fine. I frankly was shocked that Dante Chen was still under contract. I was like, oh shit. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen anything that impressed me with him so far, but we'll see. I really hate if they're going straight with him and Oba because like I don't know. I guess it's smart and it should like make this guy from the start losing to the champ right away. But I haven't seen anything. I didn't watch the show. So for like the 2 or 3 weeks he's been on NXT, he hasn't done anything to pull me in yet. You know what
Right, because we don't know anything about him.
Right. So then we got Charlie Dempsey backstage with the No Quarter Catch crew. He tells Tavion and Miles that they look strong but failed to prove themselves as single stars. It's time to regroup and refocus as a group and make themselves stronger. He's trying to get them back as that tag team unit. And Miles is just scoffing at him the whole time he's talking. And Miles is like, no, dude, I'm not going backwards. He said, I might have lost, but I proved that I should be in there with people like Oba. Like, I'm not going backwards. And Miles and Charlie start arguing about it. And Miles says, how about this? If I beat you, do I deserve it? And Dempsey's like, yeah, sure, but that will never happen. And Miles says, let's do it. Like old times. Me and you. If I win, I'm out. And Dempsey says, okay, but we're going to make it a rounds match. Miles says, all right, let's do it. So next week, Miles Bourne, Charlie Dempsey, rounds match. Who wins?
I hope Miles Bourne.
I don't think he does.
You don't think so?
No.
Dempsey's going to hold him down?
He's going to, like, force him to stay in the group. Yeah.
I guess we'll see, brother. I mean, I don't know what else you would do with Miles Bourne, though. Exactly. Whatever it is, I hope they have an extended feud.
Yeah, right.
I want to see these guys duke it out.
Yeah.
After that, Ethan Page comes back out. Ethan Page and Santana both come back out after wins in this one. I thought that was interesting.
Yep.
And he doesn't want to waste any time celebrating. He's got, new title reign, baby. Best North American champion ever, he says. Javon Evans interrupts. And these two, obviously, you've got some history. Ethan Page is the man who broke Javon Evans' jaw. And he's like, hey, man, I got some news for you. You're defending that title at Worlds Collide against me. And Ethan Page is like, you don't deserve a match, and you deserve to wear a stupid mask like these luchadors. And Javon's like, well, it's funny you say that. I'm not the only one you're defending against. And he introduces Laredo Kid,
Yes,
who
sir.
is the AAA Cruiserweight champ, I believe.
Yep.
World Cruiserweight champion.
Yep.
And that's just, he's in the match too. And Ethan Page loses it. And he's like, this is supposed to be my celebration, and you're ruining everything. And Javon's like, well, it's about to get worse because there's another person. And it's motherfucking Ray Phoenix. Poor Dragon Lee.
The disrespect of Dragon.
But Ray Phoenix is in the match, and I think that this match is going to rock. Very curious how short this title reign is now. And there's been some comically short North American Championship reigns. Trick Williams and Solo both held it for under a week.
Yeah.
And I think there's another one that's really, really short, too. But I think either way, this will be a really fun, exciting match. Everyone in the world is going to want Ego to lose. Gargano's first run was super quick.
Yeah.
Gargano's second win is super quick. Remember, you lost to Leon Ruff in 2 weeks. And then Ruff only had it for 3 weeks. Bronson Reed only held it for 6 weeks. Sikoa 1 week. Trick Williams 3 days. Sean Spears 4 weeks. Yeah, this might be another really quick one. That belt seems to kind of jump around.
Yeah, which I have no problem with. Because I feel like the NXT title doesn't do that. So, like, I think this is Javon's match to lose.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, putting some of these winners takes me back. My God.
I might be shocked if Javon doesn't win, honestly.
It would be fun. Mm-hmm. I think it'd be a ton of fun if he won. Honestly, any of these guys winning is interesting to me, which is why I love it.
Yeah. Yep. So then we get back to Ava's office. Stone and Stevie Turner are there. Stevie Turner's like, why the hell is Sean Legacy not in this match? He won last week. He should be getting a title shot. And Ava says, no. She said, NXT after Worlds Collide, he'll have a one-on-one match against the winner. Which makes sense to me. I would probably check Evolve out if we were able to, but who the fuck has Tubi? No one's getting Tubi to watch Evolve. Like, that's such a wild decision. So backstage, Tatum Paxley's having another meltdown. She's approached by Sol Ruca and Zarya. They say they don't know her well, but hate to see her like this. They can vouch if there's a friend that's ever needed around the corner. They're there for her. They're gonna be, they're there to help her out. And as they're talking about needing a friend, as they're talking about being there for her, the Cullen comes walking up and is lurking in the background. It would be Tatum might be what that team needs because like. I like Izzy, but she's like the silent type. And like they need more personality other than Sean Spears.
Yep. Yep. They need some spice.
Nico and Brooks try, but they're both like white walls. Like who gives a flying crap about either one of them? So yeah, Tatum might be what that team actually needs.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, me either.
Add a little substance to the group.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for it. So that takes us home to a crazy NXT main event.
Main event of the evening.
JC Jane challenges Stephanie Bakor for the NXT Women's Championship. Stephanie heads right to the ring with a purpose.
Yep.
No pomp and circumstance on the entrance, and JC's ready. They get going at it early. The two women that Stephanie is going to fight at Worlds Collide. They get on the apron at one point, distracting Bakor. Lola Vice comes out to even the odds. JC takes advantage with a little roll-up. Stephanie Bakor hit a butterfly lung blower. I love that move. Just always looks awesome. Found Henley ends up on the apron to distract Stephanie. Stephanie gets the switch and pushes JC into her. Same exact thing that happened last week. And then JC turns around, eats a super kick from Stephanie Vaquera. They both end up on the outside. Fallon and JC start arguing. This gives me big time Io Sky vibes. They end up both looking at Jasmine and they push her down while she's trying to be the voice of reason. So Jasmine takes off to the other side of the ring. Stephanie ends up taking them both out from the top turnbuckle. And then Vaquera walks into this submission, kind of takes you back to the Tajiri days. She's kind of like, she's got JC's arm, but she's like hanging upside down over the ropes. Fallon Henley comes in with the old Tiger Fang kick, the 619 around the ring post, takes Vaquera out. JC gets her wits about her, hits the rolling elbow, and new NXT Women's Champ. Holy shit. JC Jane looks just as shocked as us. And great production work. The camera went to the ring announcer and the timekeeper and then just like pans to the crowd and everyone is shocked.
Yes.
I'm shocked.
Yes.
We start the show with a title change. We end the show with another. Holy Santa Claus shit. I cannot believe this happened. JC Jane is champ.
I was speechless.
Stunned. She beats Julia, she beats Jordan Grace, she beats Roxanne, but it's JC Jane that takes her down.
If every single person had their title on the line last night, and every single person they were defending their title against were all like evil or equal level to JC Jane, Stephanie Vaquera would be the person I would expect the least amount to lose her title.
Right.
Like, I would see Oba losing to somebody at JC Jane's level, like popularity and everything else, before I thought Stephanie would lose.
Yeah.
That was stunning.
It really was.
I
don't think anyone had this on their bingo card. Especially, like, you know, there's been so much infighting. And if you look, man, JC Jane does not have a great record on TV. She loses a lot.
And they made it seem like that the infighting was just bullshit. Like, afterwards. Because, like, Fallon has a big smile on her face, like, gotcha. They're all hugging each other. We didn't even point this out, but Jasmine Nix is back. Thank God.
Yep, finally back on TV.
Yeah. So, it was wild. There's rumors that Stephanie and Jordan are going up to the main roster pretty immediately. The rumors are Stephanie's going to Raw and Jordan's going to SmackDown. So we'll see if that actually happens, but that would make sense. The one thing I don't like about this is it being Jason.
What's that?
This felt like you've been in NXT for a long time, so we're going to give this to you. I feel like there is other people that I would put at higher on the list. Jada Parker, Lash Legend, Tatum.
I hear you, but hear me out. Because to a point, I agree. I am surprised this is who they put it on. I am more surprised that this is who beat Stephanie. But, you know who I think this bodes really well for?
Who?
Fallon Henley. Because you know Fallon's going to take that belt from her now.
You think so?
I think this is how I see this going. This is going to go JC to Fallon, and then you said it, Jada Parker. Jada Parker is going to be a champion by the end of the year. Absolutely no doubt in my mind. Jada Parker is going to be your NXT Women's Champion. And then I think it's going to go from Jada to Lash. I think you literally just spelled them all out, and Fallon was the missing piece. That's how I see this going this year.
Interesting. Maybe. Do you think...
I could see Jada and Lash should headline NXT Stand and Deliver next year.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, let's go.
How would you feel if they turned around, Stephanie won and went right back, and this was just like a surprise pop for the surprise, and to give Fallon like a short, or JC a short, like, here you go, you've worked hard for a long time. Hogan losing to Lex sort of situation.
Right. Oh man, I think it's almost worse than having her not win it at all.
Do you think so?
Yeah. Oh man, I think a mid card title for a week is one thing, but I don't know. I feel like it's just gonna deflate JC right back down to where she is. Although I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, I think the real story there is her feud with Fallon. So
yeah.
I don't know. I hope that's not the case, and I mean, especially if Stephanie's just about to move up anyways, because you can't have Stephanie. I mean, I don't want to watch Stephanie lose twice. So, I think it's weird that you're taking that title off of the Worlds Collide pay per view, though. Although I hate someone being a solo champion in a tag team match, I also hate that. So, I don't know.
And we don't necessarily know it's taken off the pay per view.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I tell you what, talk about shock and awe.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a stunning way to finish the show that nobody saw coming. I don't know if I'm as convinced as you are about Fallon.
I think it'll happen.
You know what else they could do?
What's that?
1 for 1. Have somebody from TNA beat her for this title.
Masa Slamovich or...
She's already champ, like, I don't know.
Oh my god! I just thought of the best thing.
Oh no.
Who says going to go to TNA?
That would be wild. Gigi.
Dude, if Gigi shows up in TNA and fucking wins that belt from her,
that would
holy shit.
Wow.
Whoa! That would be awesome! Oh, make it happen, please.
That would be crazy. She has her first match on the Indies.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Oh, wow.
She's teaming up with, what's her name?
Now I'm going to be so bummed if it doesn't happen. Is she with Shotzi? Or?
No, the other one that was released that we were bummed about. Roxanne.
Oh, Lana Black?
Yeah. So they're teaming up on the Indies, which I love. That's a great team.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, what an NXT, man. Show of the week.
Yeah.
SmackDown hasn't even happened, but show of the week. For sure. Hell of an NXT. I can't wait to watch NXT next week to see what happens.
And we already got some good matches announced for it, so.
I mean, there's like 3-4 open spots for this women's Money in the Bank. What if Stephanie and Jordan get added to those?
I think there's only 2 left.
2 or 3.
Rhea,
Whatever.
Alexa, Julia. There's a 4th. Yeah. So there's only 2 spots left.
What if it's Stephanie and Jordan?
That would be absolutely fucking wild.
Yeah.
I would love if they were in it.
That would be crazy.
Because then that's the great offset. Just like we talked about on the Raw review. Yeah. You have Seth. You've got the established pro. If you had one of these young ones win the women's title, I wouldn't mind Seth winning.
Yeah.
Good balance.
Hell yeah. So that is NXT. Hell of a show.
Really good show. WWE's off to a great start this week. They needed the momentum. Yeah. We've had some rough shows over the last couple weeks. We're having a bit of a WrestleMania hangover, a little bit of a Backlash hangover, but this week has been rock solid, baby.
Yeah. Give us a like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell. Give us some comments, like we said. We'll talk about it. Well, you know, as Trick says, let's talk about it, man. You know. But only if they're good. If they ain't good, I ain't gonna worry about it. So Tyler's always right. You know, you tell me how right and smart I am, and you'll get your comment right. Until then, give us a like, subscribe, follow, hit notification bell, and we will see y'all Saturday for SmackDown. Let's see if SmackDown keep the momentum going. I don't know, dude.
I hope.
That women's triple threat match.
It's gonna be a banger.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
wins it though?
They can't be. It can't be both Stephanie and Jordan because that women's triple
Uh,
threat. Yeah, duh.
yeah. Damn.
Uh, I said it before because I want like a new, fresh face. It should probably be. What's her name?
Naomi?
No.
No, Jade.
Jade. But Naomi's my pick to win Money in the Bank, even though she's not in it. So I say Naomi.
Okay.
But I won't be mad if it's Jade. So, yeah.
I'm hoping for Jade, but Naomi deserves it
Yeah.
a ton as well. So
All right. Well, that is NXT. We will see everybody Saturday. Go back and rewatch the show. Worth it. It's definitely worth it. And we will see everybody Saturday. So everybody enjoy your wrestling. Peace.